Hello and welcome. It's Ira and I'm here today to introduce and to present two more journals. Actually, the last ones of the line of handmade paper and blank journals. And I actually posted them a couple of maybe 2 weeks ago, and I promised to make a video and I didn't have time at all. So it's only now that I can show them a little bit in more detail. And that is the first one. This is the first one with a dried pressed flower on top. This is the handmade paper, as you know, with some petals and with actually the texture of waffle texture, right? And some stamping at the edges and a lot of rough torn edges. This is the second side, which is like it has created. These are actually peony petals. They somehow created this marble effect with shades of greenish gray. I added nothing to this paper. Pulp, and I just don't know how the effect is created, so I even cannot explain. It has 4 signatures as usual, and the same waffle cotton on the spine. It matches the main texture of the main cover. And let me run through the inside. As usual, the front cover, inside of the front cover is covered with some old book page and a little bit of an illustration from a old Russian medicinal plants botanical book. A tag presenting actually the book, so this one is called French Country. A page from a French language course book. The edges are, again, as you can see, worked out with worked out to create a leaky effect. Okay, some different sizes and assortments. No stamping or stenciling at all for those who would like to actually draw or sketch or paint here, and thus you can use any means and it won't leak. It won't get this leaky effect. Some pages are going to be a little bit torn, and I don't mind because you see it's a little grungier than usual. And I'm not sure how you can use watercolor paints on the already coffee dyed paper, but I think if you try, we can see a beautiful result. Probably it will create a better effect, like aged effect, vintagey one. The paper, the signatures there are made with the assortment of office paper, writing paper, and colored office paper, some old Russian magazines. As I told you, this one is Naturalist or Young Nature Lover from the 80s, end of 80s of the previous century. Different types of composition notebook papers, different notebooks, and forms, office forms and stuff. And you can even see the old symbol of the pioneer organization that we used to have in the Soviet Union. It's very similar in principles. It's a scout organization, and actually it did a lot of good things for the children, to give the children the idea of friendship, of humanity. Unanimity, I would say. So this is a tiny bookmark with wooden beads, a little bit of stamped image, some quiz for you to solve. It's in Russian. I mean, the instruction is in Russian, but I think we can guess what kind of quiz they want from us. One page from a garden Hippin magazine. And also in Russian, I don't have so many garden magazines in French. I would say I have no magazines in French, so I tried to pick at least the color scheme which is quite fitting and suiting the project. Some more pages to write a little bit of stamping again, and this is baking paper, in fact. Well, anyway, it is good to write on, and this is a page from an old English-Russian dictionary, and that's almost that. And you can see that even the shades of pages are different. Some of them are coffee dyed harder, some of them are lighter, some of them are more textured, some of them are absolutely flat. And I think this is the best thing about the journals like that, is that first of all, they are very ASMR. Like, you can hear them, you can smell them, and you can actually feel them. So it's like they are very... I keep forgetting the word, as I heard about stuff that you have a lot of texture and you can touch them. Okay, not so critical, in fact. So, and the second one, which is actually called Lion's Heart, as far as I remember, because this is the name of this plant. I have it in my garden, and this is actually the seed stamps with like seed bags of the plant. Plant itself is really beautiful. When it when it blossoms, the flowers are tiny and white, and they set around the stem and create such a nice effect, and they smell adorably. And handmade paper is just a normal way of handmade paper with a lot of seeds and a lot of petals and whatnot. The second side is with lavender and rose petals. This time it's rose petals, white rose. Yes, mostly these. And you can almost yes, and there's a linen texture on it. And this time it's cotton spine with 4 signature and quite a heavy or hard band to tie it. Same idea here, and this one is called Lion's Heart. It is the introduction, and actually the structure and the texture is almost the same. Maybe the set of papers is a little bit different, but I think that mostly I tried to combine the same pages and the same paper, as you can see. And okay, a lot of this stuff speaks to me, in fact, because it reminds me of the days when I had to fill these forms in. This one says pets, and it's about, you know, the quizzes again. Some music sheets and different types of textures and weight of paper, as you can see this. And I would say that, you know, as much as I'm running through these journals, I all the time, like, even more and more, I feel the urge to start a new one, and it's going to be really, really something as free as possible. One more page from a school student, like daily book or diary, or like daily planner, where they write the homework and the tasks, and also they get the marks. One more page from a young nature lover Soviet magazine, and a page from Gardening Journal. And a lot of space to write, to sketch. By the way, not only that, because as far as you get it, you can easily make some collages there. And I mean, collages using different thin, probably napkins, probably some kind of very thin fabric or lace, because I would show that these journals, in fact, one more form for the tractor driver on the farm. In fact, as you can see, there is enough space between the signatures, and I guess it allows a little bit of volume. I mean, I've made the spine big enough for you to be able to add anything to it and not to get it not like clothing. The same with this one. You can see that it's like this. It's like half a centimeter between the signature, or even a centimeter. So I guess it can keep a couple of additional embellishments. Maybe not too many, but some. But in fact, speaking of my own journals, I don't mind if it gets like this. It's memory keepsake. It's about fun and being interactive and being very, very, I would say, sense-provoking and inspiring and surprising. And the more detail you find in these journals, the more interesting they are and exciting. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your spring. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.